I'd like to call this meeting of the Princeton City Council to order. Clerk, call roll.
Mayor Mabry.
Here.
Councilmember Newman.
Here.
Gomez.
Here.
McCall. And Selesky.
Here. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and start our meeting with public comment. Public comment is given at the beginning of the meeting as well as at the end. If you'd like to speak to the council tonight, you just could come up to the microphone, state your name, and if you could limit it to 3 minutes, that would be great. Is there anyone here who would like to speak to the council tonight? Otherwise, you get a chance at the end of the meeting as well. Seeing none, we'll proceed then with the minutes, please.
I move that we approve the minutes from our regular council meeting on January 5th, 2026.
Second.
Motion and second concerning the minutes. Is there any questions or comments about those? Seeing none, clerk, call roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
Selesky.
Aye.
And Mayor Mabry.
Aye. Now on to our invoices with City Clerk Janet Henning.
In the Department of Accounts and Finances with $88,758.47. The Department of Streets and Public Improvements, $85,980.78. Department of Public Safety, $221,373.76. And the Department of Public Property and Utilities, $891,804.72, with a grand total of $1,287,917.73. Mayor, all council members present have confirmed the reviews of all the invoices, and they're now submitted for disposition.
Thank you.
I move that we approve the invoices as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and second concerning invoices. Is there any questions or comments from the council concerning those? Seeing none, clerk, call roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
Selesky.
Aye.
And Mayor Mabry.
Aye. Thank you. Before we go on with this, I just want to explain the line item 6, the ordinance 026001. We will not be discussing that tonight. That will be struck from our agenda. The developers and owners of Liberty Village would like to have been here tonight. However, Mr. Fike had passed away, so we want to extend our condolences first to Mrs. Fike, Misty Fike. We want to just say the Fikes have been a big part of our community. 20 years ago, they brought to Princeton Liberty Village, and so we just appreciate the Fikes, what they've given to our community, and we will be back in a couple weeks and put that back on the agenda so we have time to discuss that. Very good. Now we'll go on to the other resolution, please.
I move that we approve resolution R-26-001.
Second.
Motion and second. If there's any questions about these, why don't we go ahead and, Teresa, if you would, just explain just in general what we're doing here for those things.
Sure. What we're actually doing by abating these is so that we are not collecting property taxes to pay for these. So these are paid for out of our normal revenues. So you're just abating it from that portion of for property taxes. So the first one, can I just go through each of them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Please.
The first one with the original sum of $900,000 is actually a water bond. It will retire on 12/1/27, so we're getting close. The second one with the original sum of $1.3 million is a Euclid Avenue rebuild. That will retire on January 1st of 31. Seems weird. And then the last one at almost $2.6 million is for the logistics park, and that will not retire until January 1st of 32. So we got a little bit of time on that one. Yeah. But the first one will be retiring shortly.
And on the logistics park, that's the one that the land that we sold to Ollie's. Is that correct?
Yes. So that sale, the money from that sale is actually sitting in a CD, so it's gaining more interest than what we're paying in the debt. So ends up making a little bit of money.
Yeah, when that was done, Teresa, I appreciate your efforts on that. That was about a 2%, a little over a 2% spread between what we were paying in interest on the loan and what we were going to receive as a CD. So it was a no-brainer to do that. Very good. Okay, thank you for explaining that. So we have a motion on that, please?
There's a motion on it.
Okay, and second. Got it. Thank you. So with that said, clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
Selesky.
Aye.
Mayor Mabry.
Aye, thank you.
I move that we approve Resolution R-26-002.
Second.
Motion and second on that. Let's go ahead and have the clerk call roll on that, please.
Councilmember Newman,
Aye.
Gomez,
Aye.
Seletsky,
Aye.
and Mabry.
Aye.
I move that we approve Resolution R-26-003.
Second.
Motion and second. Clerk call roll.
Councilmember Newman,
Aye.
Gomez,
Aye.
Seletsky,
Aye.
and Mayor Mabry.
Aye, thank you. Now on to discussion about the Princeton benefits, City of Princeton benefits manual.
If you remember, I'm trying to think when back, December 15th, I guess. We had 2 items up in the personnel manual. One was on retirement, using vacation towards the retirement and extending your retirement date out. We'd like to avoid doing that and having the employees there on the last day that they actually work. So that one, I think, went through okay. No issues there, so we have that one resolved. The second one was on holidays, and we've had been looking at the 2 half days. 2 half days, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve are both weird half days. If we could just make those full days, so then you're adding 1 more paid holiday in total. The other one we looked at was a spring holiday, and I know you guys are discussing that a little bit more, so I'll just let you continue to discuss.
Okay, so.
Or if there's a different date. I mean, if spring holiday is not a right one to do, then.
I'm still of the belief that we sure appreciate our city employees, but we'd go ahead and do the 2 half days to make 1 full holiday. We would not do the second one at this time. Again, a prime example is today's Martin Luther King Day, and we don't honor that as far as a holiday. So I'd like to go over this one more time with the council for their consensus, and that's my feeling. We'll go ahead and start with Jerry again, please.
The spring holiday, we kind of zeroed in on calling it Good Friday, which seems to be the appropriate day that we had talked about taking off. I'm in favor of it. I see no reason why we can't make it available to our employees. It doesn't cost the city anything. I think it recognizes their value, and it's 1 extra holiday. I mean, the city gets 12, the county gets 17. I just don't think I think it's a no-brainer that we should offer it to them.
Thank you, Jerry. We'll go back. Let's go to Hector next, please.
Well, I know the Christmas and the New Year, that was agreed upon. The spring holiday, as much as Jerry says that it doesn't cost the city anything, no, it doesn't cost the city, it costs the community. It does cost money, no matter what you do. These days cost money, these ones cost money. But something that was mentioned earlier also, Martin Luther King. We hear today that's one of the days that the county gets off, just to honor the legacy of Martin Luther King. So there is other days that provide something as well that we can probably discuss. But for right now, we're still going to leave it out.
Hector, thank you. Don?
My concern at the time was, is there's any other days that would come up in this year that would be mandated by the state? Juneteenth or any of those? Nothing coming as far as that.
It's not mandated, but it is a holiday.
Now, Martin Luther King Day, maybe we talked a little bit about this today, would have probably made more sense because there's nothing open. Our banks aren't open, post office isn't open.
Yeah, that would
Really
probably made more sense.
School.
Good Friday, some have it off, some don't.
It's hit and miss,
Yeah. And I agree with Jerry that the employees do a great job. I'm still having trouble with the adding that extra day at this point.
Okay, does that give you guidance we need then? There's 3 against that, adding a second holiday.
So we'll do the 2 halves.
2 halves, and we're glad to do that for the city employees.
So that'll take it up to a total of 11.
Great. Which I think we talked about how we were going to check on Peru, and we're going to be identical to Peru.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you, council members, for your discussion on that. And now we go to the city manager's report, please.
Okay. In the back of your packet is a financial report for November. It's a little bit behind, but not too bad. One thing I want to point out, well, two things I'll point out. One that you'll see with our finances going forward is that hit that we're seeing with our utility payment. We are getting, correct me if I'm wrong here, Janet, 60,000 non-credit penalty. 30 total. Okay, I think it was 30 for each engine, but $30,000 penalty for our engines being down right now. So
Per month.
yes. So that's hitting us a little bit. So so I want to bring that up anyways. But then also on the sheets here, you'll see the expenditures and revenues are a little bit out of whack because our projects are being done, but our revenues haven't been brought in for the whole year yet. Because we actually are budgeted on the revenues expected for the whole year. So we're only in November right now, so we haven't collected all of our revenue for the year yet. So.
But in your view, we're on track.
We're okay.
Yeah. 30,000
I'd like
a
to have
month.
a little bit more of a cushion, but
that 30,000 a month is a killer now.
that's it. Especially with utilities the way they are right now. So yeah. So.
Teresa, anything else?
No. Well, I guess just we're starting to, and I told you it'll be coming soon. Have our first union letter come in, so we'll be starting some negotiations with one of those unions soon. So that'll be the start of one of four before May. So.
Yeah, and a budget to get put together
And
too.
a budget.
Yes. Teresa, anything else?
Okay.
Glad to have your input. So, for us as council members and for the audience, we had engine number 8, I believe, is the one that gave us trouble. So we had a complete overhaul done on that. It ran for about a total of maybe about 40 hours, and then it threw, I guess best way to describe it, a piston and some other things, and it's a complete disaster over there, that poor engine. So in the process of all that, we're working with insurance companies, we're working with the contractor that does our heavy engine rebuilds. Even though the city has employees over there helping, we have a contract we've used for many years that has done a lot of these rebuilds, and we're working with them and their insurance company to come up with compensation. And so the IMEA gives us a credit on that engine, have that engine available to produce the kilowatts it does of $30,000 a month that we get money brought in. Without the engine running and being in service, we are not getting that $30,000. So in theory, that may be something that we were looking at asking for compensation from the insurance company on, because that was something we would have had for income coming in. So we're still up in the air on that. And I know, Teresa, we didn't. Maybe we can get Jeff to come at the next meeting, just give us a quick update as a council how we're doing on that.
So we'll have two options, not to get into too deep on the logistics of that, but engine 8's our biggest engine. So when the accident happened with it, it's either going to be a complete new engine brought in, or there's an option of an engine down in Florida that we're waiting to hear back if they're willing to sell us that engine, or if they're going to maintain it and put it back into production down there. So that's what we're waiting on hearing from. So.
And we don't know cost to repair versus cost to replace?
No, big difference.
Okay.
Yeah, big difference.
Repair is much better.
Yeah.
It's the way to go. We can.
But it is
You're
our
right,
biggest
Lower.
engine, so.
Yeah.
And you run longer and we don't get those credits.
Yeah.
Well, let's have Jeff come to our next council meeting and give us a quick update and talk about that just in generality.
Our solar panels did get repaired on Thursday too, from the wind damage. So hopefully they sustain the wind today. So.
I went by a solar farm last week and noticed that on the west edge of it they had a big berm, and you wonder if I don't know what kind of space we have, but boy, a natural berm, which is right up your alley. Thank you. I don't know. Sure.
Yeah.
If that's even the case.
Yeah, it's very interesting, when we get involved with the solar farm, and we're glad to do that. It's overall, but we go through the IMEA. They bid that out per se, and all Altor for the Caterpillar conglomeration. They are actually the people that have, I call lease ownership on it, and they contracted out. So there's a lot of levels here, and that was supposedly be pretty well understood in the industry that those panels track with the sun. But man, that's been plagued with some challenges. It's been twice now that we've lost panels in a heavy wind. So, okay. Thank you, Teresa, for your input on those things. Okay, on the mayor's report, couple things. We know as a council that the city staff and as well as a group of individuals have been working on this idea of a business development district. We have another informal session coming up, a question and answer on Friday, January 23rd from noon to 1:30. That's going to be at the Prouty Building. And then we have our large one that will be coming up, the main one, on January 27th from 5 to 7 at the Metro Center. It'll be a great time for the community to come out and ask questions about that. You can also certainly talk to your council members to give feedback how you feel about the business development district, which I'm going to be supporting that, and we're going to discuss that more, though, as a council. But we want to get the community's input on that. So you have a couple opportunities to come ask questions on that.
I'm sorry,
yes.
Did you say that the Prouty Building is on February 23rd or January 23rd?
January 23rd. Yep, January 23rd from noon to 1:30, and then the 27th for the main one.
Yes, okay.
Yep. I'm going to step down here to the podium here for just a moment. Okay, so a couple things. We've been celebrating in many ways our relationship as a city with our school districts. I mentioned to the council and the people public that were present that night that the high school has got a vocational program that we really enjoy being involved with. The city of Princeton takes on students to the vocational program. The electric department takes them on, and some other departments have used them in the past. You get them for a semester. You get these young people that are juniors and seniors in high school from about 1 o'clock in the afternoon to about 3. So you got 2 hours to work with them. And I learn a lot from young people. They get a kick out of a 66-year-old guy that's got a flip phone. And so as those young people remind me, they can fix my flip phone. And so I appreciate that. It's called a new phone, I understand. But anyway, we appreciate the youth in our community, what they bring to the community. They're the next generation that's going to carry the torch on as we think about celebrating as a country 250 years. My comment is I feel a little nervous, and it's my joke, but it's true. I hope there's going to be people out there that can get a job and get a good job and pay my Social Security. Tonight we've got an outstanding student. We've got Anna Boughton. Anna Boughton's going to speak tonight on the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. Anna, the last name Boughton, is a familiar name to our city. Her father, Matt, is a firefighter EMT that's been with the city for how long, Matt?
20 years.
20 years. Holy smokes. Good for you.
Smile when you say that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Chrissy, you've been at the hospital for how long?
I was there for 15 years.
And where are you at now?
I'm UCC and teaching nursing for the past 5 years.
That's right. Good for you. Great. Good for you. And you're in charge of that department over there, the teaching part?
Not in charge of the department.
Yeah, that's the teaching part of that.
Yeah.
Good for you. So on a given day, and I know we're going to get to you in just Anna, we'll get to you in just a second. But on a given semester at IVCC, how many people take on a career in nursing at IVCC? Just roughly.
We take in 64 students every fall.
64. Great. That's about a 4-year program?
2 years.
2 years. Be already.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, very good. So with that said, we have the Boughton family here tonight, and we have Anna's going to be speaking tonight. And so Anna, I'd like you to come up here and just pretend you're talking to folks at your kitchen table, okay? So, right there. Sit with the audience here.
Hi everyone, and thank you for having me here tonight. My name is Anna Boughton, and I am currently attending Princeton High School. Today, we are celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Everyone knows him as the I Have a Dream guy, or just as a civil rights activist. But he was so much more than that. He was a pastor, a father, a leader, and a hero for people all over the United States and even the world. Martin Luther King Jr. was a very well-known activist of his time. He fought for equal rights for everyone. Every single one of his protests was nonviolent. He led and attended multiple, which the nonviolent protests made him stand out to everyone. He was also a member of the executive committee of the National Association of the Advancement for Colored People. This group led a lot of the protests we've seen throughout this time. One of the major things Martin Luther King Jr. protested against was the Jim Crow laws. These laws were originally introduced in the 19th and 20th century as an enforcement of racial segregation following the Civil War. One of the best ways to describe this is through a quote from Animal Farm by George Orwell. Everyone is equal, but some more equal than others. It was not easy for Martin Luther King Jr. to live as a protester, let alone a black man at this point. During the period of these protests, his home was bombed, he was arrested, and he was abused. But this did not stop him. In 1957, he was elected president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, an organization formed to provide new leadership for the growing civil rights movement. In a span of 11 years, King traveled over 6 million miles and spoke over 2,500 times, appearing wherever there was injustice, protest, and action. Meanwhile, he wrote 5 books as well as numerous articles. During this time, he led a very famous protest in Birmingham, Alabama. This protest inspired his manifesto, Letter from Birmingham Jail. Not long after, King led the peaceful march in Washington, D.C. and gave the I Have a Dream speech that we all know. He was eventually awarded 5 honorary degrees, and at age 35, he became the youngest man to win the Nobel Peace Prize. He donated the prize money of $54,123 to the expansion of the civil rights movement. And just before he was to lead a peaceful protest in Memphis, Tennessee, he was gruesomely assassinated on his motel balcony. If he had lived, he could have done so much more for this country and for his people. If he had lived, he could have seen his 4 kids, Yolanda, Martin Luther King III, Dexter Scott, and Bernice grow up, but he wasn't able to. It is important to understand why we celebrate this man on the 3rd Monday of January each year. Martin Luther King himself is more important than why we get school off. We celebrate this man because he spent his life trying to make everyone equal, regardless of skin color or background. We celebrate this man because he went through countless hardships and never faltered. We celebrate this man for the justice he brought to the United States and for opening everyone's eyes. We celebrate this man because he fought for a better world and found people who wanted to make a change too. So I ask you all, what do you want to see in the world today? Sure, there are plenty of issues going on, but making a change doesn't mean you have to solve climate change. You can start small, even if it is as small as doing an act of kindness. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way." Thank you.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
in my face every day. I appreciate that. That's great. Very well done. Small acts of kindness. We like that. Appreciate that. And with Victoria being here tonight, do you have anything to report on tourism, or would you like to report? Tony, up there. Would you like to say a few words? How are we doing?
We're doing great.
Great.
I think Teresa shared that we're just working on some branding and updating our creatives and things for the year, and just hitting the ground running on planning all of our annual events.
Great. Good.
Yeah.
And I know they got some big ideas for the Homestead Festival this year.
Yep.
I heard some good things about that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I won't say that. I don't want to give away some things. So good. Very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Victoria. Okay, now we're going to go to old business. Is there anything new we need to discuss about the e-bikes, electric scooters, anything new on that?
Sure. Bike pit, we met 2 weeks ago? A week ago? Trying to call Blendon. About a week and a half ago, Kevin, Tom, myself, Michael, Janet, kind of went through all the different ordinances again, reviewed what we liked, what we didn't like. Ended up looking a little bit deeper into Naperville's, and the PD is going to review with their officers things that may have a things that they may be concerned about, things they like, whatever. But then our bike pedestrian committee is going to be reviewing it tomorrow evening too, just to kind of get some sense from them and get some thoughts from them as well. So it's moving.
Good.
And then, do you want me to go to the next?
Yes, let's
Okay.
do, please. Doing great.
The THC-infused beverages, we talked about that one as well, but we kind of agreed let's tackle the bike issue first. And we'll get that kind of settled, get that adopted, ready to go. And then the THC, we've got a couple of them that we're looking at mirroring possibly, but there's still some question from the state level of what we're going to be able to do and what the parameters will be. So we're definitely still moving through it, but we're going to tackle these e-bikes before the season starts on those. So.
Very good. Thank you for that. Any questions from the council concerning those two?
I think I put in my update to the council last week or the week before that once this, I know we talked about this too, once the e-bike ordinance is kind of reviewed and adopted, implemented for April 1, there'd be some educational time for the community and the residents to understand what this means. So not everybody's getting cited a citation right off the bat. They understand what this means. So.
Very good. Okay, thank you, Teresa. Is there any new business for the council this evening? Is there any additional public comment by anyone? Seeing none? Okay. Chairman.
I move that we adjourn our regular meeting this evening and reconvene for our next council meeting on Monday, February 2nd, 2026, 6 o'clock at City Hall.
Second.
Motion and second. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
Gillespie.
Aye.
And Mayor Mabry.
Aye. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you for attending, and thank you very much, Anna, for